All right, here we go. Let's start with your name.
Kiersten,
Kiersten. How old are you, Kiersten?
33.
33. And where you from?
I'm originally from Virginia, but I've been living in Pottstown for the past 14 years, off and on.
What was life like for you in Virginia?
Well, my dad was a drug dealer, and he got high and did drugs, and, he shot my mom up for the first time when I was like 11, and I witnessed that, and, you know, I was a kid when I was up there, so I didn't really, get to experience too much as an adult, but everybody has something they go through. I loved Virginia when I was like 18, though. It was nice,
You said your dad shot your mom up for the first time.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that? Like, what was that experience like as a kid?
Like, my mom was, my mom was really good. She would hang out with all the kids in the neighborhood, and, and she always, would do anything extra she could for us because she knew what my dad was doing. And, I went to my aunt's house, for the summer, and I came home and I noticed my mom was wearing long sleeve shirts like my dad was, and it was the middle of summer, and my mom never wore long sleeve shirts. She was the type of person that would wear a cutoff shirt, and have it like hanging down and stuff like that, or she'd wear a tank top, and was okay. She never wore long sleeves. And I remember, coming into the upstairs and going to my room one time, and my dad was, in the middle of, putting a tourniquet on my mom. And I was like asking, me and my brother were actually questioning him, asking him what he was doing. And he said, "Oh, I'm going to make mommy better. The doctor said that she has pneumonia, and she's going to be like her mom again. She's going to be 10 times better. She's going to be able to do anything you want her to do." And she did. She was great, and when she until she wasn't, you know what I mean? Like,
What did that do to her? How did she change after that?
well, my dad, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know how to explain that, because my mom, she just, I got taken from my mom and dad, when I was like the next year, because my
By the
dad,
state?
yeah, my grandmother was asked, by the courts if they could drug test my mom. And my grandmother said, "Yeah, sure, like, why not?" And apparently my mom came up hot for cocaine. This is what I was told. But she came up hot for cocaine because she was cleaning up, a mess from downstairs of one of my dad's friends, which my dad did always have people in and out of the house, staying there, sleeping there, drugs. Like, my mom also was the type of person that would take every child that was in that house and would barricade us in the bedroom with her. Like, she would barricade us in a room so nothing bad happened. Like, I remember, her being really, really sick as a dog, and this guy, Rocky, banging on our door and shooting our house up. I'm sure my mom was dope sick. She told me she has scarlet fever, but I know better now, like.
Yeah. Are they still around now? Your mom and dad, are they still in the picture?
Well, my mom is down in Virginia. She's been in recovery for about, I think, 10 years.
That's awesome.
But I know that, she is not just, it's not full recovery, because she's still, like, she was getting Suboxones from her doctor. She has pain problems. She's had surgeries and stuff. But she tries so hard not to take perks and stuff like that. She tries, like Freedom and subs and, other stuff, weed, to try to, like, substitute, the opiates, for the pain. So, but my father, he passed away. He actually went into a nursing home or a rehabilitation center after being in the hospital. And they actually overdosed him with something called Opana, They gave him double what he was what they were supposed to, and sent him home the next day without his liquid medicine that made his inside organs not swell up, and he died the next day next to my mom.
Wow.
But
What's your relationship with your mom like now?
I actually haven't spoken to my mom in a month or two.
Does she know you're out here?
I don't think she knows I'm out here full time now. She did know that I was coming out here a lot when I first about a year ago, I started coming out here almost every 2 days, every other 2 days, every 3 days, to get drugs and stuff. And she always told me to be careful, and she would joke around about me sending her some of the mail, and stuff like that. But I mean, she knew I was out here, and she's always worried for me, and she wants me to get help, and there's a point in time where I lied to my mother and told her that I wasn't using anymore. And, I actually don't know. I'm sure she does know that I'm getting high,
I was about to say, do you think being a former addict herself or a current former whatever, do you think that she kind of knows and sees past that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, she's not stupid, I would get mad at her because I'd be calling her on the phone and I could hear her fucked up. Mom, I know when you're fucked up, I can hear it in your voice. Or I used to be able to just look at her and see that she was fucking wasted, she used to love somas. I have a pill problem. If I get a bottle of Klonopins or Gabby pens in my hand, I will literally take a handful of them. Not Klonopins, but the Gabby pens. I love Gabby pens. I have a serious problem with them. And it's just I know this, that's why I don't get them from the doctor, because I would eat them all in a couple of days, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess it's the way I was brought up, my parents gave me drugs, growing up. I remember when I was 5, I had really bad headaches, and I was given, Perk 5, but also when I was 8, I went to the dentist because I had, the dentist said he had never seen anything in his 30 years of dentistry. He had to look it up in the book or whatever, but I had an actual vampire tooth that had 3 teeth in one with a circular hole, and they gave me Perk 5s, at 8 years old, you know what I'm saying? So it was a, kind of a normal thing, for, my mom or dad to just hand me a pill or, tell me to snort this, kind of thing, growing up.
Do you have any children of your own?
I do. I have 2 kids. Their names are Lori and Joshua. Lori is 9 and my son is 7. And they live in Saratoga, which is actually 10, maybe 15 minutes max from where I live, where I was living in Pottstown. That's why I haven't left. I want to start over and have a new life, but I miss my kids and I love them, and I just can't leave. I can't just leave and go. I feel I lost my life when I lost my kids,
Who are they with?
They got adopted by the foster family that they were placed with.
Do you have any? Are you allowed to have any kind of communication or anything with them, or?
No, I pissed them off because I appealed my case 3 or 4 times. They told me that I was doing more damage to my kids by appealing my case. At one point they even asked, their dad's lawyer had even asked me, Miss Peel, how much do you love your kids? Do you love them enough to give them to somebody else, who could take care of them better?
Where's the dad at?
He's in jail. He's in Montgomery County Correctional Facility until May. He went in on a...
Are you guys still together, or?
For the most part, yeah, I always say that I'm not going to do it again, but, he's a good guy, and he's been messed up in the head too, because, he was one of the main reasons why we didn't get our kids back. I'm sorry, Josh, I love you. I don't mean to say this because I'm sure you're going to see this, but, yes, I had my little role in it, but he played the major part. As I was trying to do everything I could to get them back, he was still getting high. He went to jail while I was fighting for our kids, because he was breaking into bandos. Oh shit, I shouldn't say that. he was out making money, you know, and doing what he had to do to make sure that, you know, we had, you know, car fare to and you know, back from our visits, making sure that we had money for when we went out. Like, we had a visit one week in the office, and the other week we were allowed to go out wherever we wanted. So he always made sure that we had money for those visits, you know, to go out and do stuff or to eat or for the kids to eat, you know, and he was doing what he had to do for us, you know, as a man. But he was also using that to fuel his addiction, you know, and he just didn't know how to
manage it too.
yeah, like he just didn't know what to do, you know, and I, you know, basically was in like a sexless relationship with him for almost, you know, 4 years off and on because of his addiction and his messed up, you know, shit in his head, you know, and it's just like, I know that he deserves a chance, you know, because now I'm getting high and he's worried about me, you know, in jail. Because I've been having some bad days, you know, where I've wanted to kill myself, or I'm, you know, I'm just over this shit. Like, I want to go to rehab, you know, I'm done. I want to go to detox and get my life together.
Will you let me help you?
But I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for his home plan, you know, to call me, so he doesn't have to sit in jail until you know, it's when he in May he can get out, you know.
Yeah.
And then he can get a job while I'm in rehab and do what, you know, he needs to do to make sure that we have somewhere to live when I get out. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just kind of like, I know I have a plan. It's just that plan, you know, just is taking forever, you know, like.
What's your drug of choice?
I like fentanyl. Like, I don't really like to drink as much. It bothers me. I don't want to sleep all day. I want to be pain free, but also, you know, I like to get high, you know, on it now. I have to do so much of it because I'm in pain, and it's so, like, they put so much drink in it that you got to do so much of it to do what you needed to do, you know? So it's just like, no matter how much, sometimes I could be freaking passed out on the floor and still be hurting because there's so much crap in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous.
And you had mentioned before we started recording that you hadn't eaten in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I go so long without eating. Like, I literally will just, you know, like, I get ice cream almost, you know, every other day, you know, like, it's $1, you know. Get 3 scoops of ice cream. I love that shit. I don't know, there must be crack in it or something. But, you know, I was thinking to myself today, like, geez, you never buy something to drink. You know, like, I drink water all the time, you know, but, like, you know, that's different. I never buy anything to drink, and I never just get nothing to eat. You know, like, I just never, you know, go out of my way to buy food, you know, like, once in a blue moon, you know, if I have a coupon for McDonald's, I might spend like $1.50 on some fries, like, you know,
You
but.
say somebody stole your cheesesteak?
Yeah, I had actually went out of my way to spend like $15 on a cheesesteak platter because it sounded so good. And I was high and tired and hadn't slept in 2 weeks. And I went somewhere where I paid for, you know, me to stay, and they ate my cheesesteak and they ate my platter and stole my phone and a couple other things like my stereo or my portable speaker and, you know, my snacks and my water. I don't know who does that shit, but, you know. And
How exhausting is all of this?
oh my gosh, my feet hurt so bad it's not funny. Like, I'm on my feet 24/7. You know, there's days where I literally am awake, but like I haven't been to sleep yet. Like, I've been awake for probably 48 hours now again. Like, you know, like. And I'll probably be awake tonight too, and probably half of most of tomorrow because I have to make some money. Like, I got shit to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
What do you typically do to make money?
I mean, technically, I really, you know, like, I sell works 90% of the time. I'll get like 200 of them or 300 of them, and I will sell them. You know, like, that's supposed to be like cigarette money and like drink money and food money and stuff like that. You know, but really. 90% of the time I say fuck that and get something, you know, get drugs, you know, like, because half the time I don't want to live. Like, I miss my kids very much, and it just really hurts, you know, that I love God and Jesus with all my heart and soul. And I don't know where he's been at because, like, yeah, he might be making, you know, Josh want to do drug court and do right and stuff like that. But, man, like, I was a good mom. I didn't deserve that. I didn't do drugs. I never did a drug in my life other than weed. I smoked weed for, like, well, I took pills when I was younger, you know, because they were given to me. I didn't just decide that I was going to do pills one day. Like, I never did that. Like, I just literally, like, smoked weed. Like, I smoked a lot of weed, but I smoked weed. You know what I mean? Like, and it just, like, I didn't do nothing wrong, you know? Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's hard, you know? Like, and out here, you know, like, when you're getting high, you know, days just slip away, you know? Like,
Next thing you know, it's 2 weeks.
yeah, like, I haven't spoke to nobody in Pottstown. Like, my buddy Danny, well, I don't have a phone now, you know, but my buddy Danny hit me up, like maybe like a couple of days after I had been down here. And he was like, hey, Lee, can you please get me something? I'm so sick right now. If you can get me something, I'll get you something too. And I went to send him a message saying that I was here, but my phone never sent it because something was offline or whatever, you know? And I haven't heard from him since, you know? And I haven't reached out, you know? Like, and it's just like, geez, like, are you really that, you know, messed up right now that you just don't want to talk to nobody? Like, you know?
Does it get lonely out here?
Yeah, it does, you know? Like, and that's why, like, it's hard, like, to make, like, you can't really make friends out here. I mean, I have a few people out here that are cool, you know, but you have to really watch yourself, you know, and who you keep around because your stuff will just disappear. Like, people up here don't care. They will just take anything they want whenever they want. You know, they don't care if it's your clothes. They don't care if it's your shoes. They don't care if it's your last money or your last little bit of drugs and you're going to be sick as a dog tomorrow. They don't care, you know. Like,
What's the worst thing that's happened to you out here?
I was almost raped 3 nights ago. This guy literally pulled over and got out of his car and was chasing me, like following me, for like 5 blocks, you know. And he somehow like he wasn't on foot anymore. Like, he was in his car, you know, following me. And he got out of his car and he literally was like holding me down against the wall and, you know, was trying to take my pants off. And it's just like, it's just ridiculous out here, you know, like, you shouldn't have to worry about, you know, walking down the street and getting raped. You shouldn't have to worry about, you know, if you're going to get a bag of drugs, if you're going to die or not, you know, like, I mean, you know, we shouldn't be buying bags of drugs anyways, but, you know, we're going to do what we're going to do, you know, like, it's just people getting shot every day, you know. It's just, you know, it's different here, you know, like, and the cops really are trying to, you know,
Clean it up?
yeah, they really are, you know. I've seen them arrest so many people. Like, see, I'm bougie. I don't like to get high outside. It bothers my soul. Like, I don't want no one seeing me do my business. You know, that's why I was, like, really, you know, against doing this thing, you know. Like, I don't want people knowing my business, you know, but it is what it is, you know. Like, I'm an addict. I'm fucked up in the head, you know. I feel like my life was taken away from me when I lost my kids, you know, and... You
feel like that was the point you just kind of gave up?
Yeah, like, what really hurt me the most was that, you know, I didn't know that in the state of Pennsylvania, if you're incarcerated, the state cannot take your rights for your kids, apparently. Now, when I had my children youth termination hearing, they told me that if I lost the case, then if I decided to proceed and fight them, that if I lost, I would have nothing, no contacts, no pictures, no updates, no nothing. But if I made Josh sign his rights away, or sign his rights over, then he could get pictures and updates like twice a year. And he was supposed to be able to get yearly visits, once, you know, like a visit, you know, once a year. Well, they end up screwing him out of his visit. You know what I mean? Like, because they said because of COVID, because he missed it, you know, that because they didn't want to meet during COVID, but because he missed it, he don't get to see them, you know what I mean? But he gets pictures and he gets updates of them, you know, like every like January, and like I think it's like, you know, in the summer and in the fall or whatever, or something like that, or you know, spring or whatever, you know. They send pictures and they send updates and stuff like that, you know, about how they're doing and stuff. And it just like it really hurts me because I was the one who fought and struggled and cried and hurt and still hurt. I couldn't sleep. I cried myself. Well, I tried to cry myself to sleep most times, and either I didn't sleep and you know was just a wreck, or I slept. You know, I cried myself to sleep. You know, which is a hard thing. You know, because most parents love their children. You know, most parents, you know, wouldn't be able to handle this. You know, like I wanted to blow my brains out, you know, because I love my kids. Like, it's not fucking right, you know, like, but if I kill myself, then when they do come looking for me, what's going to happen? Where am I going to be? You know, like, I don't want them to, you know, and I don't want them to see this either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to see that I'm an addict, you know, like now, like, I want to be right for them when it's time, you know?
One thing I've learned, you know, through my own struggles and trials and tribulations is that kids are extremely forgiving. So I know where you're at right now, that, you know, things seem, you know, really dark. I know you're in a dark place mentally, but change is possible. And I want you to keep your kids at the forefront kind of everything you do, and kind of take the necessary steps to get back in their life, because they do need you. And all of this can be fixed. It may take some time, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to be easy, but I can promise you it'll be worth it. You know, when your kids get older, they're going to go through their own troubles, and they're going to learn to appreciate your struggles more. So don't give up that fight. All right. You know, next time I'm out here and I run into you, I hope you're taking the steps to, you know, kind of get into rehab, and I'm willing to help you on the back end in any way I can, to help you find a place or whatever I need to do to kind of get you headed in that direction.
Okay.
Kiersten, I appreciate you sharing your time and your story.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I hope you have, you know, a great day, you know, with finding the rest of your interviews. I'm sorry that, you know, you're here.